Hi guys, this little solar rocker may appear to be rocking, and it is rocking, but it's not doing it properly. What should be happening is these leaves should be going at the same time, and they're not going at the same time because that little bit of plastic there is one of the pegs that should support this leaf. So it's its pivot point and it's broken. So we could either accept it's broken or we could try and repair it. Now, to be honest, chances of super gluing that back in place are pretty slim. This has got a plastic wrap around it, which is what's got the writing on it. There is a seam around the ball shape, so we need to cut the plastic off, then try and separate the ball, and in some of these they're actually glued together, which is annoying. And then get it apart and then try and glue that piece back together. I'm in two minds whether to do it, because as I say, it does actually rock. As long as the leaves are out of the way, it will rock okay, but it's not the full action. And yet if we cut this plastic, we're going to lose. Yeah, if I cut it down that seam there, what I'm saying is it's going to lose some of its cuteness unless I'm really lucky and able to get that back on again. Right, so now we can see the actual seam down there and down there. And I think those, you might be able to see those yellow lines or yellow markings going across there. I think that's the little pillars and posts. And as I say, they're probably glued. In which case, getting that apart, we might be lucky, we might not. Obviously, if you're using a knife like this, you're probably going to stab yourself, which is not a good thing. Oh, I was just going offline then anyway, that wasn't good. Still, people watching this expecting me to stab myself does mean that they'll keep watching, so I get longer viewing time. There's always a positive to everything. I must say that does look like it's coming apart. Okay. Maybe it's my lucky day. Don't lose that little bit of plastic, we need that. So, are we ready for the big reveal? Here we are. So, there's our magnet. It's 3 basic pieces. Quite a few people have done teardowns of these before, so I'm not pretending this is anything new. But you've got the main flower up the middle, and you've got a pivoted leaf there and a pivoted leaf there. Oh, that's interesting. Oh no, that's the this top piece will lift off if I'm lucky. Yeah. So sometimes they're glued, sometimes they just lift off. Oh, we can see much clearer now if I zoom in. We can see that one's broken, which meant that one has dropped out of its pivot point. That one appears to be okay, so yeah. I suppose we ought to show the circuitry. Circuit board, black blob, very fine hair thin wires go round to the coil. If you break them, you have real problems trying to resolder them. Not impossible by any means, but there's a bit of skill to it. These wires on this side are just the back end of the wires from that side. What they do is they lay them across the solder tag and then apply the solder there. They're enamelled wires. The solder has to burn the enamel off before it'll actually make contact. But the easy way is to lay it across, apply soldered in the middle. So don't be confused by seeing those bits hanging loose. That isn't a disconnection, it's just the other end of those wires. Black blob and an electrolytic capacitor. It's all part of the circuitry. In the video description, I'll put a link to bigclive.com. He did an excellent reverse engineering video of this, showing you how it actually works. But what we need to do is get this apart. Just move that a little bit. We need to get this apart so we can try and re-glue the broken bit. I think I've got to take the panel off the other side so we can just lift it all out. Come on. That's all right. Now we can lift it out. Don't need to move the panel. Panel can stay where it is. I could wipe the dust off it, but we should now be able to just lift this lot straight out, if we're lucky. So here we are. Just point again to the bit that's broken. So I'm going to try and super glue that. Try being the word, because it's probably not going to work. But if we just hold that one still for a minute. All right, that comes off there. Just move that back to where we can see it on the camera. That little pillar there goes into that slot there. Like that. So the magnet is pushed by the coil, repelled by the coil, or attracted. It will work either way, but I think pretty sure you'll find it's repelled. So that moving pushes the other one. So the leaves go up and down, and the motion of that, I don't think there's a magnet in here. I think it just, the motion actually, let's just see if I can just balance this. You know, I don't think there's a second magnet in this one. Well, there might be. How about if I balance it back in there? Right, you can't see what I'm doing because I'm zoomed in. I keep forgetting that. Let's zoom out again. Right, that's rocking just because it's rocking. It's not rocking because it's being... It's not rocking because there's any pulsing going on. So there's no magnet in there. This one, I don't think has a magnet in it. I think somehow or other it's just the interaction between the, maybe one's got copper in it or something. I could put a magnet next to them and find out, couldn't I, instead of waffling. Yeah, if that one moves, it does seem to make the other one. Now wait a minute. Thinking this through a second, just move that out of the way, lift that one off. Just trying to balance this a second. Right, there's nothing magnetic in there, but this one does have a little screw in it. That's what it is. That magnet moving is enough to push that, which is just a screw. I don't think that's got any magnetism in it. It's just a little screw that magnet is attracting. So as this one moves, that's what the linkage is. Anyway, that's what I've got to try and mend. I could potentially drill it out. It's a matter of how accurate you can do it. I'll try super gluing it first. Super glue for me never really works on plastic. Some people swear by it. I don't. I can't remember whether I've already done this once, but no, I can't have done it once before because we had to cut that open. So I have done one similar. We'll see if we can super glue that. See if there's any chance of that working. Of course, some people might point out I just use the cheapest super glue I can get, Poundland, so that might be why it doesn't work for me. Right, we'll try and do this the proper way. Which is you put the kicker on one and the glue on the other, and then just hold them together. So I'll spray this one. And then we'll put glue on this one. Just a little drop of it. And then we've got to try and line it up correctly. I reckon it's going to be like that. Because some of you will say I could 3D print it. On the positive side, there really isn't much stress put on there in normal day-to-day working. It's only when somebody drops something on it or drops it on the floor or something like that. But at the moment, that is on there. Put the lid back on the glue. Wipe the dust off the lens panel. Okay, so which went first? They've all got to go in together, haven't they? That one goes over the top. That was over there. That one comes in last. That way. All sorts of slots down in there. Come on there. Something's not quite right. Oh, that's because that sits under the panel. Or I got it completely the wrong way round. Yeah, I've got him facing the wrong way round, haven't I? Oh. Lift that up, lift that up. Turn that one around that way. That's actually rocking. And this one goes in last. It's got to go over there. Back in place. That's it. Just clean the dust off. Yeah, sits in the bedroom window, this one. I might get a little cloth so I can clean that panel properly because it's still dusty. Right, I've cleaned that panel off. So this one goes back on this side. This one goes back on this side. What's that little bit come from? Oh, that's one of, is that one of her petals? No. I don't know where that's come from. Right, this is going to go back on that way up. There is a little key, can we see it? Little key there to line it up. Yeah, okay. Right way up. So back together. Let's just zoom out again a bit. So, nope. There we are, back together. Obviously around here I've got a little bit of a gap. I could put a bit of sticky tape down there, couldn't I? Probably not worth doing that, but I've done it. And there we go. Fixed. Quite pleased with that. It is nice when you actually manage to get things working again. Thanks for watching. If you want more information, check down below in the video description. If you like this video, you might like this one up here. And if you want to subscribe, you can check out my channel over here. Up here is my latest video on my channel, and down here is a video playlist associated with the video you've just watched. Thanks again for watching.